name is Lamjakim Khongsai, lecturer of Home Science. Today we will be discussing about Unit 3, Family Resource Management, and in this it consists of money management in the family living and budget making. Under this it comes the heading of concept of family, value, goals and standard, and various sources of family income, which is money income, real income. Under this it comes direct and indirect, and the last is psychic income. Now, first of all, let's come to the meaning of family. What do we mean by family? A family, it is a setup in a house. It comprises of the members staying in a family, and they have the common goals and the need for formulating a plan of action rules, meaning that according to the goal that we have, we take up several steps that is needed in order to accomplish the goal that is set up by the members of the family. It is organizing and controlling the use of available human as well as non-human resources, and also delegation of responsibility. That means the responsibility or the authority given to a particular person in the family, which is to be executed by the person in order to accomplish the various goals and various things that is set up by the family to be achieved accordingly. So when we say family, it is the member which is set up in a family which have a common goal, and according to the goal that they have, they try to accomplish it by putting on the responsibility to each and every members of the family and accomplishing it accordingly. And it is the usage of human resources as well as non-human resources. First, to the meaning of values. What do we mean by values? Values are motivating factors in human behavior. अखोइना तौथोइबा अखोइगी बिहेवियर अखोइगी मोटिव मयाम से कना करीना कंट्रोल तौरिनो हाकांदा अखोइगी वैल्यू अखोइना वाखंदा अखोइना पुकनिंग द फारिबा अखोइगी वैल्यू गी मतुंग इन्ना अखोइगी बिहेवियर से गवर्न तौरिनी को. And then they provide a basis for judgment. अखोइना judgment पिरिबा, and then in every situation अखोइना decision लौगदबा मयाम से करीना depend तौई हाकांदा अखोइगी वाखंदा फाउजरीबा वैल्यू से depend याम तौई को. And then the discrimination and analysis and make intelligent choices possible between alternatives. Every situation sida अखोइदा करी लई अखोइदा decision लौखतकदबा लई को. Decision लौखतकदबा से अखोइना intelligently ओइना अखोइगी values अखोइदा लेजरीबा values की मतुंग इन्ना decision से लौखतली को. And then we try to take up the decision according to the values that we have in an intelligent way, discussing and analyzing it in a very decent way, and then solving the solution or bringing up the solution in a very possible way by choosing the right alternatives. And values grow out of human interest and desires. How do we have these values? Values akoida values lairibase akoigi mioibagi akoigi interest ko akoigi thawaiza yauzariba natraga akoigi pamza akoigi desires ki matung inna ko values harise it grows, and then it undergoes a gradual change and our responses to stimuli. Values, these values, it changes accordingly according to the situation that we meet. The values changes accordingly. Values, it is of two types. First, we have the intrinsic value. Intrinsic value, which means the value that we feel within ourselves, which comes naturally. That means the beauty of nature and the appreciation of music, the appreciation of art, the appreciation of going to museum and enjoying the historical places. Si mayam se akoigi intrinsic value. Akoigi value se karamba makalgi value no har kanda, which is natural. Akoida manu de gifara iba value do akoina intrinsic value haina kangnay. Matangi sina instrumental value. That means instrumental value har kanda using the advanced technological skills mayam se sizinaraga kedowi mioibasina akoigi darkar tariba pochai mayam se like construction of washing machine, and then fixing of fan, and then electronic gadgets mayam semi baze karina ngamhali no akanda hojiki mioibada fariba intrinsic value, that is a very useful value ni kwa sise. So under this value, there it is of two types, which is intrinsic, which comes naturally, and instrumental value, which is in a very useful ways. Se ni se value makal ani lay kwa. Mathangi sida goals harise kaino artham te yingse kwa. What happened? What do? We do our level best in order to accomplish, in order to meet, or in order to be successful to meet the goals, and they are definite values because they are to be accomplished. Goals pu akoina same taragadi, what do? We try, we strive to the best in order to accomplish, in order to get that thing that we keep it as a goal. Many goals grow out of desires, the philosophies, the attitudes and values. Asi marizina maram oidana akoigi goals ko. Akoida punsi sida akoina goals hagaliba, akoigi aim in life kumba akoina sagaliba se kaigi sagali no har kanda akoigi desire akoina pamzaba akoida ningzaba asi mayam sina maram oidana ko akoigi values, the things that we think of it as a very valuable. Si mayam sina maram oidna akoi goals is hagat pahorakpani ko. And then goal setting, it is a continuous process. It is a continual process. Hai taragadi, once you set up one goal and after achieving that, what happened? You try to strive for another goal. So goal, hai say it is a continual process. It doesn't end. Hai ni ko. And then types of goals. Sidi yang akanda makal ahum oina kaido I. Long-term goal amalere, second is short-term goal, and the third is mid-end goal. First, let's come to long-term goal. When we say long-term goal, the word long itself, it describes long-term goal. Hai sida kuina akoina khandaraga goal sagat paduni ko. That is known as long-term goal. Example, the har kanda family sida angang singi family gi extended family da angang singi education piriba kwa asidesu sigi planning education se pi bahai se asi sida paisa gi oigadra in terms of energy gi oigadra spent or se, it is a long term goal. And then education, it doesn't stop within a fixed period. Education, it goes on. That's why education is considered as a long-term goal. And the second example is purchasing of car. So purchasing of car, it is also a long-term goal, meaning that car, it is an expensive item. So in order to achieve that, the family set up a certain goal. Their family set up a certain steps to be taken up in order to achieve or in order to purchase that car. So it is an example of long-term goal. And the third example that we can give is taking a family for a trip or vacation. This also comes under a long-term goal. Next, let's come to the short-term goal. Short-term goal means a goal that we set up and which is supposed to be achieved within a very short period of time. Example, setting up of a living room by a housewife and a student doing his or her homework at home in a daily basis is known as a short-term goal. Next, we come to the last point of the goal, which is means and goal. That means the goal that you try to achieve is done within a very short period of time. Example, the harkanda writing up of a checkbook. That means you just filled it up within a fixed period, within a short period of time, and then the work is done. And then cutting off flower, decorating flower to be kept in the living room. This is also an example of means and goal. And another example is writing a letter. Within a short period of time, you write a letter, and after that, the goal or the things that you are supposed to do is done. Next, we come to standard. What do we mean by standard? Standard, it may be defined as mental pictures of what is considered essential and necessary to make life. In our life, we continuously use the word standard. Standard haisi kaino haganda akoigi mental wakan sida sagapa picture makhala mani ko. Sisida kaidowi asida wakan da sagapa se akona yamna essential oy hanba yamna necessary oy hanba ko. In order kaigi necessary oy halino har kanda hujiki mental picture sagat padu akoina attend tawna ba kwa. In order to make it successful, in order to achieve that akoina sigi se achieve taw taragadi, it is like we considered ourselves to be satisfactory kwa. Akoina mental picture da sagat pa standard to akoigi everyday life sida tothokpa ngamakanda, it gets satisfaction. And then when we look to the types of standard, depending upon the values that a family or group holds, it is divided into two types, which is conventional standard and flexible standard. Let's come to conventional standard. Conventional standard haibasi yamna rigid oibani kwa, it is not flexible at all. Hai taragadi sigi standard se karina govern tori har kanda, it is governed by the customs that we follow, it is governed by the religion that we follow, it is governed by the society that we live. So all these things, it governs the conventional standard. Example the har kanda hoziki akoina wedding ceremony gumna chappa kanda akoina litliba furit se formal oyi kwa. So this is known as conventional standard, meaning that this is very rigid. That means there is no changes that can be met, which is human beings miyoiba khudimak sina huziki conventional standard sida masa se adjust taraga changes mayam se kedawi behavior do orga mayam se adjust taraga conventional standard sida adapt dona bahot nai. And then the next example that we can give is setting up of a table. Setting up of a table, sida yingakanda, when you go to a restaurant, you will be seeing a fork kept on the left side of the plate and a knife kept on the right side. This is a conventional standard which is followed everywhere in the restaurant. So conventional standard hai se yamna rigid oiba kwa. It cannot be changed, which human beings needs to adapt to the conventional standard in order to make him or herself a decent human being. Next is flexible standard. Under this flexible standard, we are setting up of the mental picture in a very relaxed way, and then this makes our life situation in a ngasagi conventional standard ka comparison to the flexible standard say yamna komi kwa. Sisi the rules and regulation pak leite kwa. And then it is flexible, meaning that it is adjusted according to our desires or according to our convenience ki matung inna uziki flexible standard se akoina sagatni. And then example the har kanda setting up of a table nga side kay harami conventional standard tadi setting up of a table sida fork ki place, knife ki place, masa-masagi place and position lay zay ko. Asida di flexible standard di akoy gi convenience ki matungin oibni na setting up of a table is also done in according to the convenience of the household member. And then next example is, and then akoy na to akanda na traga akoy gi function gumba attend to na ba chalakanda, we just can't wear any casual dress, we wear formal dress ko. Adu conventional standard makalay ko. Adu flexible standard di like set example the har kanda wearing of night dress ko. Night dress akoy na istri tak traga so adum litsan bayaba. So this is done according to our own convenience. So this makes flexible standard makes our life easier. Now let's come to family income. According to Gross and Crandall, they said that family income is that stream of money, goods, services, and satisfaction that comes under the control of family to be used by them to satisfy their needs and desires and to discharge their obligations. Hai targadi family income hai se akoy gi collections of akoy gi sel taliba natraga akoy da leriba imung dugi furniture gi oiga goods kwa akoy gi services aduga akoy gi si mayam se season akoy gi satisfaction phangiba si mayam se kanagi control da lakba family members singi. And then si mayam se kai gi season no har kanda in order to meet our desires akoy da penza ba phangna bai da makta akoy na si mayam se paisa hari ji so akoy gi nungti gi darka oribani natra. And then goods, services, si mayam se so all these are needed by each and every of the family members, and this meets our desires, this meets our needs. And why do we need all these? We need all these in order to outdo or in order to perform our responsibility or in order to perform the responsibility given to each member of the family. So family incomes, it can be divided into three categories, which is money income, real income, and psychic income. First, let's come to money income. Money income hargadi akoy da sale da ꯐꯪꯉꯤꯕ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏꯅ ꯁꯦꯜꯗ ꯇꯥꯜꯂꯤꯕ ꯃꯌꯥꯝꯁꯦ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏꯅ ꯃꯅꯤ ꯏꯟꯀꯝꯅ ꯈꯪꯅꯩꯀꯣ ꯑꯦꯛꯖꯥꯝꯄꯜꯗ ꯍꯥꯏꯔꯀꯥꯟꯗ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏꯒꯤ ꯁꯦꯂꯔꯤ ꯀꯣ and then pension that we get or the rent ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏꯅ ꯔꯦꯟꯠꯇ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏꯅ ꯗꯣꯂꯥꯟꯗ ꯌꯨꯝ ꯁꯥꯔꯒ ꯁꯤꯗ ꯀꯩꯗꯧꯋꯤ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏꯅ ꯚꯥꯔꯥꯗ ꯃꯤ ꯂꯩꯍꯟꯕ ꯑꯗꯨꯗꯒꯤ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏꯅ ꯄꯩꯁꯥ ꯇꯥꯟꯕ in the form of a rent. So these are the examples of money income. Next, we come to real income. Real income which is obtained. How do we obtain? It is obtained from the services of the family or from the efforts of the family members. Real income makasida real direct income ga real indirect income haibase laiko. Real direct income hairkanda akoigi knowledge, skills, or the free services provided by the hospital or akoigi free education given by the government. These are also considered as a real direct income. Example hairkanda akoigi kitchen gardening or somdana example the free education given in a government school. This comes under real direct income. Next, we have the real indirect income. Real indirect income say karino hairkanda which we get the satisfaction only after we spend money on it. Okay, and then example the hairkanda akoigi telephone connection, telephone facilities provide tobiriba yumda mateng pangbinaba mi kauriba kwasida akoina moida services se kamaina fangino hairkanda when we pay them the wages we are getting the services. This also comes under real indirect income. And then next is the barter system is also comes under real indirect income, meaning that the things that I produced and the things that my friends produce, when we interchange that is known as barter system, and which comes under real indirect income. Next is the psychic income. What do we mean by psychic? Psychic income, it is the satisfaction of utilizing both money income and real income is known as psychic income. Psychic income, it is the utilization of both money income and real income. That is the satisfaction that we have after utilizing both this money and real income. So with this, we come to the end of family income.